Hello, and welcome to the new and improved MathLinks Core 2nd Edition, grades 6 through 8. We're excited that you're about to embark on this journey and want to help you get acquainted with your new mathematics program. Bringing joy back to the classroom is one of our many goals for you and your students. In this session, we address activity routines. So let's get started. If you haven't already done so, we highly recommend watching the initial About MathLinks video. It's pretty short and gives a nice overview of the features of all three MathLinks programs. Now we'll talk about activity routines. Here are the 8 activity routines that show up in all 3 courses. This extra one is exclusive to 6th grade. This extra one is only in 7th grade. And these 2 are only in 8th grade. Let's break these down in a different way. This set of activity routines is best when students are collaborating. These games and puzzles are really good for practice. And this special activity routine is all about assessment. When used for formative assessment, students work collaboratively. Things are a bit different when it's used for summative assessment. We'll get back to this later. These are intended to foster rich classroom discussions. And these are usually for review. Now, let's get into where they can be found and how to start using them. These are in every unit, and the rest of them are sprinkled amongst several units. You can learn about activity routines in 2 different places. One is the printed program information that comes with your printed teacher edition. The other is in the teacher portal under program information on the general resources side. In both locations, look for features to engage students. That's where you'll find this chart that points to exactly where they are. The legend tells you that SP is student packet, ES is essential skills, NP is non-routine problems, and so on. Back to general resources in the teacher portal, where we're going to discuss getting students used to these routines. Let me emphasize here that we're not going to look at the activity routines in the units. We are going to look at instructions and examples for using them that we think teachers should do with students at the beginning of the school year or right before the first time students see them in a unit. If you select activity routines in the drop-down menu, you'll get to the list of choices. Choose teaching notes to get an overview of the activity with answer keys, and reproducibles for student use. In the final few minutes, you'll see what the instructions and examples for each looks like. Students practice skills in a fun way with big square puzzles. Teachers give students a pile of pieces, and they reassemble them to make a square. So current grade level math doesn't interfere with learning how the puzzle works. Start with a non-mathy puzzle or one that's math accessible. In other words, the content is probably below grade level. 4-in-a-row numbers games require some thinking ahead and provide lots of skills practice. Match and compare sorts are card sort activities that challenge students to make vocabulary connections as they practice reading, speaking, and listening to one another. Start with a non-mathy set or one that's math accessible. Math Talks prompt students to share their thinking and problem-solving strategies, whether they be about counting and writing numerical expressions, or analyzing graphical representations, or a host of other things. Slide decks are provided for all of these in every unit. Open middle problems have a low floor and a very high ceiling. They're designed so that students get a ton of practice on a variety of problem types. To truly conquer the prompt, students must be very strategic and analytical. Poster problems have become a very popular feature in MathLinks courses over the years. So popular that we made sure there's one in every unit in all 3 courses. Computational fluency challenges start off the spiral review pages in every 6th grade packet. MathPath fluency challenges start off the spiral review pages in every 7th grade packet. Algebrid and ReadyX puzzles alternate to start the spiral review pages in every 8th grade packet. For Algebrids, clues get students started on working with expressions to solve the puzzle. ReadyX puzzles use algebraic thinking, specifically concepts around variables and solving equations. Finally, let's get to the MathLinks rubric, which is quite different than all the other routines. When using for formative assessment, both teachers and students should start by getting familiar with the rubric itself. Then, students do some problems and use the rubric to practice self and peer assessment. To learn more about the MathLinks rubric for both formative and summative assessment, see the Getting Started video. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please reach out to us anytime.